messing around.
Hello, hi roomies. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? We are calling a Loft meeting. So I keep asking you guys to send in voicemails. I want to hear your voices. I want videos. I want voicemails. I want to hear your voices, see your faces, and y'all have delivered. Joelle, play that voicemail.
Hi Hannah, I'm Francis calling from Liverpool. Massive New Girl fans, definitely my comfort show. I have less of a question and more of a kind of a continuity error I've managed to find. I mean, I'm sure many of the people have as well. But in the series 3 episode, Keaton, you talked about how Cece was trying to teach Jess how to say Batmobile instead of Batmobile, and she can't say it. However, I've just been rewatching series 1, and in the episode Tomatoes, she describes to Russell that his car has more buttons than the Batmobile, and she says it absolutely fine. So I just noticed that she said she can say Batmobile. She said it before, but for some reason in that episode she can't seem to say it at all. I've just found that quite funny. Lots of love.
Oh my goodness, Francis, you could read the phone book to me. Oh my goodness. First of all, I love tomatoes. Y'all know because I talk about it all the time. My mom is British, and so we have lots of tomatoes in my house. Girl, way to catch that. I love that. I love continuity errors, right? Because think about all the things they're juggling, and over a course of years, you can't fact check every single word. Like what Liz and the team did to make this show, is incredible to me. Here's the thing. It bugged me. I remember when we shot the Keaton episode in the Batmobile. What bugged me, because I'm like, Cece's a smart chick. She's smart. She knows what's going on. She definitely knows how to say Batmobile. And it was just like this bit. But I do think maybe the truth is she was just like fucking with her friend. Like, that's the only thing I could think of, right? Is that it wasn't a genuine struggle. It was just like a weird bit she was doing. Because otherwise, how do you explain it? Right? As you have pointed out in Tomatoes, they know she can say it. I love that catch. I will say the fan base in the UK for New Girl is legit. I'm British, amongst other things, so I go back a lot. And man, the love for New Girl is so real, which is such a surreal, bizarre thing for me to go home and for people to know me from the show that I've done all the way in America. Good catch, Francis. If you catch any more, please call in and let us know, because that's amazing. What a catch. Batmobile. Yeah, it seems like something everybody can say. Yeah, maybe she was just messing with Jess, because there's no way. Also, I will say this. Maybe Cece was just glitching. Did you ever have those moments where like you say a word too many times and you're like, water. And you just go like, I don't know, now the whole word just sounds weird to me. Maybe she just like glitched. I don't know. But her just not knowing how to say it, bonkers. So there's something else going on. It's a glitch or it's a bit. That's what I'm saying. All right, moving on to Mandy. All right, let's go. Hey, y'all. Huge. Lots of stars around this. Huge fan of the podcast and show. I just wanted to share a weird and wacky fantasy. Mandy, what kind of show do you think we are? I've had for years now, involving the New Girl characters that I wish so badly was a real thing. I think I even tagged Liz in a tweet about it once upon a time. But basically, here's the idea. New Girl, but as Pride and Prejudice, the 2005 version. Jess would, of course, play Elizabeth, Cece, her dear sister Jane, Nick as Darcy, Schmidt as Mr. Bingley, oh dear, Winston is the awkward Mr. Collins, and then just fill in all the other side characters all with all the wonderful actors. Like, can you even imagine? Just the whole movie, but played by the cast of New Girl, but in their respective characters. Obviously, probably will never happen, but it's brilliant and would be hilarious, and it lives rent-free in my head. Anyway, love you guys. I'm rewatching New Girl again for like the 7th time. XOXOX, Mandy. Ooh. So, I guess this film, Jarrell is saying, we just passed the anniversary of the film and it was re-released in theaters. Do I have any connection to this film? The answer is no. I have no connection to this film. I do think, is this different? There was let me just look this up. I feel like Aishwarya Rai, hold on, you guys, was in a movie called Pride and Prejudice. And that was in 2004. Yeah, it was in 2004. It was the year before, and I remember going to see that because I haven't read Pride. I read Pride and Prejudice when I was in school, and then it wasn't okay. I'm sorry to admit this. This bugs a lot of people, especially in my family. But I'm not like a period piece person. Like I'm just not. So like I read the book at the time. It was a beautiful book, but I've not then like sat down and watched the movies or like the mini series and all of that. All my family has, not for me. So I'm not very familiar with Pride and Prejudice, but when Bride and Prejudice came out the year before, 2004, with Aishwarya Rai, I went to a screening of it. And here's what's amazing about it. I'm trying to see, who did she act across from? Aishwarya Rai. Martin Henderson was Mr. Darcy. Oh yeah, and Naveen Williams was in there. Apparently they had to recut the film because this is the rumor, okay? Aishwarya Rai is so beautiful, right? That if there was ever a 2-shot or anything, everybody was just looking at her. And if the guy was talking, nobody was looking, caring, noticing. She's so captivating and so gorgeous. Anyway, it cracked me up that I was like, wow, like imagine being that gorgeous. They were just like, we have to make sure he's in a single when he's talking, because if Aishwarya is on the screen with him in this beautiful 2-shot, no one's paying attention to that man. She's that pretty. And just like mesmerizing as a human. This is not what you were asking me about, Mandy. Mandy's like, hold up. What are you even talking about? No, I don't think it probably will happen, but I will say there's 2 ways you could make it happen. One is I feel like it could be an animated short, right? I bet you that would just like take off. You could get an animated short and have everybody, in these characters, exactly like you said, playing the characters, the New Girl actor character as Bride and Prejudice, or Pride and Prejudice, or if it wasn't animated, how else could we do it? I was saying there's 2 ways. Maybe there's only one way to do it. Maybe it's that, because I don't think the cast is going to get together to do it. It is a good idea. It's something I feel like Zoe would really love and she would be so into. And Liz would probably be so into it. Yeah. Interesting idea. Lamorne and I talk about that. If you just dropped the cast of our show into different worlds, what would it look like? And we're very interested in to see like how we would survive in like the White Lotus world, the cast of New Girl. Fun idea. I'm happy that it lives rent free in your head. Maybe you'll do something with it and we will see it, right? Little like animated bit could be cool. All right, moving on. Thank you for sharing, Mandy. Okay, this was from Alan. Howdy. Ooh, like that. He even talks about it. Thought I'd shake it up with a traditional Southern greeting. Howdy. I'm, all caps, obsessed with New Girl. I first started watching this series when I broke my back. Oh my goodness, Alan. It was the scariest time in my life. My doctor told me I was very close to being paralyzed. I couldn't move for a few weeks. While I healed up, I caught a marathon of New Girl. I can't even remember where the series started, but I was hooked pretty instantly. There was something so comforting about the mile-a-minute jokes, the adorable outfits, and of course, the friendships. And while I'm enjoying your reminiscing of the early years, I really can't wait for the later season. Jess is adorable, but when Zoe left to have her baby, it really opened the show to feature the rest of the loft mates in a really interesting way. We all appreciated Jess all the more when she returned. Seeing the world expand like that made me wonder if there was ever a plotline, stunt, or costume that another member of the cast got that you wanted to try. Personally, I wouldn't have minded posing with birds in ridiculous outfits, but that's just me. Thanks for reading my letter. Sincerely, Alan. What's really interesting is that for Cece, she was like this model. And for the first couple seasons, it was always like these like weird photo shoots. Like I'd be like on a rocket or selling like bees, something to do with bees. Like there was always these fun, wacky things I got to do and full costumes and different hair and fun makeup. And it was great to play with, except for on those days, like you have to spend so much more time in hair and makeup and so much more time in wardrobe for these little pops. And I always was like low key jealous of Jake Johnson, who was just like in jeans and a t-shirt behind the bar. Like he was like, I need 5 minutes to get ready and then he could go and work and do all the fun stuff. And so I loved all those fun fake photo shoots, but I love the idea of Cece like working in the bar. And so when it eventually happened, I didn't pitch that to the writers or to Liz or anybody. It just naturally happened that Cece ended up working at the bar and I got to kind of do the thing that I wanted to do. It was really fun. That felt kind of cool and serendipitous. I wonder if like Lamorne feels that way too about the cop storyline, right? Because his character was drifting for so long and they couldn't really figure out where he worked and what he did and what was Winston truly about and how did he make a living. And I think there's something when they give you like a daily job for your character, it helps kind of like fill in a bit of their personality. You get to see a different side of them like in the workplace. And I think that is helpful. And so I remember, yeah, when they put Cece in the bar, I was like, phew, this is great. And also I need 5 seconds. I could wear the same pair of jeans in every single episode and no one's going to notice. So, and they had like 5 pairs of jeans and they would just like rotate them around that season. And it was pretty great. I loved it. I've done this before. I've talked about the Jake Johnson School of Acting where he was like, oh, when they set up the scene, just make sure you sit down. Sit down and grab like a fake beer, which they'll fill with water. So you always have like water because you could be sitting there for like 6 hours in a scene. And if you're choosing to stand in high heels, it gets uncomfortable quickly. We're still just human beings, right? Trying to like figure it out. And so I remember that when Jake was like, oh yeah, Nick likes to sit a lot and hold the bottle that's got water in it. A lot. That's my character. And so, yeah, Cece behind the bar was like a fun move. But in terms of just like a fun one, the Halloween costumes were always great. Like I loved again, I guess this is another Nick Miller thing, but I loved like the B. Arthur. I loved it. They made really great Halloween costumes on the show, and they had so much fun with the Halloween episodes that I feel like that those were always great, and I always like wanted to try everybody else's. Also, the swoot. Somebody took the swoot at the end of filming, and I was always jealous because that looked so cozy and practical and functional. That's it. That's the Loft meeting. Well, thank you. Got me really thinking, and also just thinking about all the different worlds from Mandy that could be created if you drop the New Girl characters in. Yeah, I wonder if someone would do a little animation. Would make Mandy so happy. And I'd love to see it. All right, you guys, that's the show. Please go to our website, themessaroundpod.com. You can check out all our latest merch. We're always dropping these limited drops. They sell out very quickly. We've got Ferguson merch. We've got some Elaine's Big Day. Y'all know what that means. Merch. And some classic mess around stuff, you know. You can follow us on Instagram at the Mess Around Pod, and we want to hear from you. And I love hearing your voice. I mean, listen to Frances. We wouldn't have heard that beautiful voice if she didn't leave us that voicemail. So leave us a voicemail or send in a video. And you can email that to themessaroundpod@gmail.com. Love ya. Bye. That was The Mess Around, an iHeartMedia production.
Our executive producer is Joelle Monique. Our senior producer is Abu Zafar. Bei Wang provided engineering and editing services.
Additional production from Daniel Goodman, Wendy Heisler, and Kyle Chevron. Our theme song was written and composed by Ronald Jukebox Jackson.
Catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.